My first order of business is to get all of the materials I took off of a job site, then I shoved in my car out of there and lay them out on the floor and get to work, because this isn't gonna last very long. All right, so this is what we're looking at. This wood came from a job site. I'm an apprentice and I do metal roofing. And this got ripped out of an old internal gutter system on a roof that we're redoing. That's why this notch is in here. It used to sit inside of a gutter, inside of a wall. So I cut it down to size before I left work. So these are 42 inches. That'll be a good height bench for me. These I think are 54 inches long. I figured they would fit in between this box and the wall of the unit. And these are remnants of crates that metal panels came inside of, and I'm going to use these as cross braces and use the plywood for the base of the table, and then I'm going to wrap it in white metal, wrap the table in white metal, and then I'll have somewhere to put my vise, and we'll have a nice little open spot here to work on projects. My next course of action is going to be to cut these up and salvage the wood. The only issue is I don't have power in this storage unit, so I'm just using battery operated tools, and I don't have a battery operated circular saw, so it's sawzall or nothing today. Goes the track. Just like that, we got a piece of plywood. I'll update you guys when I get it all done. All right, we cut everything up. So I got my cross joints, whatever you want to call them. I got my 2 lengthwise pieces for the table. I got my 4 legs. They look pretty big, but it's only as tall as this toolbox if you stand it up. So that'll be a good size for me. I'm 6'1". And then I got our 4 pieces of plywood here. I'm just gonna go the same width as this plastic table that I got, because width-wise it's coming out just far enough so that I can fit a go-kart right here in the bay. If I have to organize this shit over here a little bit more, that'll be fine, but I think that's gonna be my next project, is rebuilding my childhood go-karts. So everything's looking good now. I'm just gonna lay everything out on the floor and then I'll update you. All right, so now I got this laid out. This is gonna be my tabletop. And these center braces are gonna help, because I'm gonna screw these tight to the sides and then I'll cut off the excess. I'm gonna set my legs in here after I finish the top, because I'm gonna flip this over. The legs are gonna go in here, and then I'm gonna use this board to screw the legs in this way, and then I can screw through this way into those boards. Because this is just the simplest method, is just to run over the top, screw, and then put my plywood over the boards that I screw down, and then it's all gonna get covered up with this white metal anyways after, so it doesn't really matter how it looks underneath. All right, this is what we're looking at. I got the legs on now. I'm gonna cut this excess off. I'm gonna make a few more of these cross braces where I need to screw the plywood to, so it's gonna be 16 3/4 off of here, and then 16 3/4 from there, yada yada, until I got it set up. I gotta put some cross braces on these legs because they're super wobbly. This thing is getting pretty tall, but it should be like just right for me. If not, I'll cut the table legs down. But I don't want to cut the table legs with a Sawzall and have it not be level. But it's looking good so far. I mean, for scraps from a job site. So I'm okay with it. So here's what we're looking at now. I got the cross braces on the legs put in place. I got these studs, I don't know what else to call them, put into the center. They're towed in this way and this way. So those are pretty sturdy. I marked it out for the correct size for the plywood. So all I gotta do now is just screw the plywood on top of it and then get to going on my metal, and we're almost done. It's coming out pretty good. It'll do what I need it to do, and it'll hold my vise. That's why I put an extra fucking stud here, because that's unacceptable. All right, so she's all put together. All that's left is to wrap her in metal. This metal is, I cut it so it would fit in my car, but it just so happens to almost fit perfectly on the table. So all I gotta do is just slap it on there. Well, I gotta cut one of these bends off and then double layer it. But pretty much all I gotta do is cut it in half and slap it on there and screw it down, and then I'll show you the final product after. But I'm happy with it. So I got all the metal on there, screwed it down, got the bench in place now, reorganized. Now I got just enough room to start on my next project. If you like the video, it's good that you like the video. I don't really care whether or not you subscribe. I'm only doing YouTube so I have a log of the stuff that I make, because most of the time I give it away and I don't take any pictures or videos, and then I just forget. So thank you. Have a good one.